Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade math, and then scroll down to grade 7 math. There you can find the list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter Pythagorean theorem. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I am on grade 7 math. The chapter we are on right now is Pythagorean theorem. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is find the length of the hypotenuse. So let's just start with the lesson. What is the length of the hypotenuse? So basically a right angle triangle, a square plus b square equals c square, where a and b are the length of leg legs and c is the length of hypotenuse. This is called the Pythagorean theorem. That is a square equals b square, c square equals a square plus b square, right? So just put up the values you have. A equals 8, b equals 6. So c square equals. You have to square root both sides, then c equals 10. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, so what is the length of the hypotenuse? So you have to use the Pythagorean theorem, that is c square equals a square plus b square. This is a, this is b, so that is 6 square plus 8 square. That is 36 plus 64 makes 100. So you have to square root both sides. The correct option is c equals 10. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is c equals 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is what is the length of hypotenuse? Okay, so the length of the hypotenuse is, let's just evaluate the Pythagorean theorem, that is c square equals a square plus b square, so that is 3 square and plus 4 square. So that is 9 plus 16, 25 it is, so just square root both sides. So that is then c equals 5. So the correct option is 5. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 5. Okay, the next one is what is the length of the hypotenuse? So you have to calculate the length of the hypotenuse. So you have to do a square equals plus b square. So a is 6 square, 8 square, that is 36 plus 64. So c square equals 100. So then c equals, That is again 10. C equals 10. The correct option is 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is Pythagorean theorem. Find the missing leg length. So, What is the length of the missing leg? So let's see how do we calculate. You have to use the Pythagorean theorem. You have to calculate the length of the missing leg. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the length of the missing leg if the hypotenuse is 5 millimeter and the base is 4 millimeter? That is c square equals a square plus b square. The hypotenuse is 5, so that is 5 square, right? And that is 4 square plus b square. You need to calculate the value of b, so move that 4 square other side. So 25 minus 16 equals b square. So b square equals 9 and then b equals, which is the correct option. Yes, that is 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. So the missing leg length is 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, what is the formula of Pythagorean theorem? Which is the correct option, 1 or 2? What is the That is very good. Option number 2, a square plus b square equals c square is the correct option. Very good. What is the length of the missing leg? So let's just see how do we evaluate. We have to use the Pythagorean theorem, that is c square equals a square plus b square, that is c, right? Just put up the values. 10 square equals 6 square equal plus plus b square. So that is 10 square minus 6 square equals b square. That is 100 minus 36, 64 it is. So which is the correct option? B equals. That is 8. 64 is 8. Option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? When the hypotenuse is given to calculate the missing side, you add or subtract, which is the correct option. Very good. You subtract. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the length of the missing leg? So you can calculate the value and write the question answer in the chat box. Okay, let's just calculate. Very good. That is 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is find the length of the missing leg. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 8. Very good. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, we are left with just one question from the chapter lesson. The height of a triangle is 6 millimeter and the hypotenuse is 100 miles. What is the length of the base? So, which is the correct option? Very good. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson. That is converse of the Pythagorean theorem. So a triangle has the sides 7 millimeters, 13 millimeters, and 14 millimeters. Is it a right angle triangle? So you have to see the given measurements are the given measurements make a right triangle, right? So if a square plus b square equals c square, then the triangle is a right angle triangle. And this is called the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. Now you have the values 7, 13, and 14. Biggest value is always the 14 is the biggest, 14 is always the hypotenuse, right? The largest value is always the hypotenuse. So that is 7 square plus 13 square equals 14 square. So just evaluate, that would be 218. That is not equal to 196. That means no, this is not a right angle triangle. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, a triangle has sides with length 9, 12, and 15. Is it a right angle triangle? Okay, let's just see. You have a square plus b square equals c square. The longest side is always the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is 15 square, b is 12 square, and plus 9 square. 9 square is 81, 12 square is 144, and 15 square equals 225. So let's just add 4 and 1, 5, 8 and 4, 12, and then 1 and 1 to 225 is equal to, you can see both sides are exactly equal, right? So if both sides are exactly equal, that means these are the measurements of the right triangle. The correct option is yes, that is a right angle triangle. Got it? The correct option is yes, option number 1 is the correct option. A triangle has the side lengths with 7, 13, and 14 millimeters. Is it a right angle triangle? C square equals a square plus b square. So that is 14 square, 13 and plus 7 square. 14 square is 196. 13 square is 169 and plus 7 square is 49. So together they do not make 9 and 9 18, 11 2 1 8. They are not equal. So that means that measurement does not make a right angle triangle. Got it? The correct option is no, that isn't a right angle triangle. The correct option is no. A triangle has the length of 4 inches, 11 inches, and 14 inches. Is it a right triangle? Which is the correct option? The correct option is no, that isn't a right triangle. The correct option is no. A triangle has sides with length of 14 kilometer, 16 kilometer, and 20 kilometer. Is it a right triangle? The correct option is no, that isn't a right triangle, right? A triangle has sides with length of 6 centimeter, 11 centimeter, and 16 centimeter. Is it a right angle triangle? A triangle has the side lengths of 6 centimeter, 11 centimeter, and 16 centimeter. Is this a right triangle? Which is the correct option? The correct option is no, that isn't a right angle triangle. Got it? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 8 math. Chapter we're working on is Pythagorean theorem. The lessons we have covered today are Pythagorean theorem, find the length of the hypotenuse. Pythagorean theorem, find the missing leg length. Pythagorean theorem word problems you have to cover on your own. Converse of the Pythagorean theorem, is it a right triangle? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. Or either you can write down the questions in the chat box for which you need help. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So any questions if you have any? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.